Mm. I shook my head to try to clear the sleepiness out of me, but to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. Is it really time to wake up? Wait, school. As soon as I had realized I had to go to school, I slid myself out of bed and looked at my vanity mirror. Well, that's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubt anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
No, I liked your voice and now I don't.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Oh god. Okay, hold on. I guess, yeah, here? Okay. Suzu's right. Naomi's right. You know what? I'm gonna go with you.
Oh, man, come on! See? She knows about proper public taste. I know how to be a lady. Sheesh.
Guys, I'm going there after school because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Ugh. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that. Whoops. Can I take a nerve, Capini?
I expected you to be more attractive, Lizette, and you are not. You are not. She let out a small laugh and twirled her hair around her fingers. Lizette, one of the last people I wanted to see today. Me too.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Ah, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
I was like, who is that? And then I was like, oh, it's just some rude girl over to the side. I'd forgotten the crowd that followed Lizette, which mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical day of school. No one had the slightest idea why they exactly followed Lizette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals to her. Just no one knows. They're just like, I feel that I will follow this strangely looking girl around. Let's do that. That sounds like a good day.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Ooh, burn.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Jeez, can we punch someone?
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
I want to punch you. We're rewriting for you, Butts. Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me?
What are you talking about?
I just noticed their faces. They're like, oh, fight. I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You've already have everything you've ever wanted. And now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without a filter. That's basically how I am 99% of the time. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lizette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lizette. I'm sick of all of these charades. And I'm sick of you. Oh! Stab. Okay. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me were pretty surprised. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lizette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I look away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
Like, I feel that that was not the right thing to say in this situation. She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as for old time's sakes. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her. The expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Oh god. Is she gonna punch me? She's gonna hit me. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something had definitely changed in her.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Okay, I wish there was an option to punch her in the face. Something about Lizette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her look like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hall with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything alright, girls?
No, we almost slapped a hoe.
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
I like how she emphasized snobs. That was perfect.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know, he was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I wanted to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather. Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
I enjoy your enthusiasm, Suzu. I like you. We might date you. Would I? Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have such high expectations of me. I wanted to do my best to make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see both of you tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
No. It's okay. I'll be fine. See you. Hey, Dad.
Hey, honey.
Oh, I hope you feel bad about slapping me. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clenching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Aw. Dad. Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me. for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt. But I guess, even now, he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that he was never going to say. And like that, he started driving and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to Grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age and living in such a large house. I wonder, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely, so sad. It was strange that he decided to live alone in such a large estate. If anything, he could have come and lived with us. Though he and my father would have probably given each other the silent treatment the entire time, maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him in quite some time. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. Last time I visited, though, thought he looked just like he usually was, happy and healthy. But things changed, and in the back of my mind, I knew that one day he would have to leave. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart feel so heavy? The car ride mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Dude, you need to learn how to dad. That's not how you dad. Yeah, I guess I've been trying my best so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
We need to buy him Parenting for Dummies. My father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Yeah, I can manage on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially most of the time we didn't share any of the same opinions. One question did linger on my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at Grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. Oh god, are we gonna get slapped again? Hold on. Clearly. I'm gonna try again. Say, Dad, about you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
That didn't work. I feel like we should, because Grandpa did just leave us yesterday, so...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
Well, geez. As always, he managed to shut down any other form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find out anything by somehow arguing my way through it anyhow. Alright then. Leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I'd been to my grandfather's house before, but it's one thing to visit and another thing to be actually living there. How could I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never really lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Yeah, parents don't really teach you how to adult very well. I learned that I should stuff other plastic bags in other plastic bags, and that if people come to my house, I should feed them. Yeah, that's the majority of what I learned. That's what I learned to do. And also, paper bags can be trash cans. Yeah. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would be symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let my grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're up there, Grandfather, how are you doing? Would there be anything you wanted to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for an answer in the heavens that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven away to my new home. The car rolled to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
Alright, well, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
I love you too, Dad. Dude! Tell your daughter you love her. No. Make sure you come to visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing but just a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of a goodbye, but he didn't speak up again. I sighed and exited the car. Hearing my dad pop open the trunk, I saw 2 large bags that I had packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. Then he drove off, leaving me in front of the mansion. I watched the car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. Well, there it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this. It's pretty hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates. I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size. Though, if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by the shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast to the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. I knew what was waiting for me, but I wouldn't back down at a moment like this. I took out the key to the front doors and unlocked them. Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite some time. And that's when I saw them. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags and let the door close behind me. Who? Wait, why are you, what? What is going on right now? Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor, and the scent was intermingling in the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instantly, but nevertheless, I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring to concerned to confused to demanding answers. Who are you guys? No response. Well, they are unconscious. I'm gonna call the police. You are a smart girl. Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have strangers in a house I just moved into, but I wanted answers quickly. That was until... Get away from me!
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
We should have called the police sooner. I couldn't believe it. Who says that to someone? That's not how you get ladies, man. We need a parenting book and a how to get ladies for dummies book. I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Slowly, a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when in my mind I should have refused. No, wait, why are we just letting this guy randomly kiss us? Girls, no. You not let some dude who's like, woman, let me kiss you. You were like, no, sir, I have mace. Correct response. Not, yeah, go ahead. It's cool. It's fine.
Good.
Do we not know his name either? We don't know his name. Our dad really should have came in the house. As he kissed me, I felt my body go weak. I didn't know why, but that kiss was draining me of my energy, and yet it was so good it made my heart sing. He's murdering you slowly. He's stealing your life force. This is Sailor Moon. It was strange and tingly feeling that danced over every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of intangible energy run from my body into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
Ah, we got a name.
Hmm?
The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
Oh my god. So, basically we got Sam, who's Queen Beryl, instilling our life energy. Just gonna call that now. Finally, he pulled back, and I was just left there standing in a daze. Couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss and my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
And all of you are intruders in a home.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Let's use all these really weird terminologies to just make her super confused.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's just this is unwrapping so beautifully.
Sheesh, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
Oh god, there's so many. However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to reassemble and I remembered my confusion and anger once again. Only now multiplied tenfold. I'm calling the police.
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
And then I exploded. Thank you, correct response. What is going on? Why the hell are you all in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? And who are you guys? I couldn't help but explode, but after being taken advantage of and being left in a mush state, my words just escaped without filter again. I definitely scared all of the men around me, even the man who kissed me. Wait a second. The guy who kissed me?
Ouch! What's your problem?
Did she hit him? Yes. I like her I like you so much. You're a good main character. What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss!
It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss?
Of course it was, because anime.
Ow! Hey! What was that for?
I know that first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles and something out of fairy tales, but at least I expected more than just something to being forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
I hope he hit him again. Are you asking to get punched again? Oh, oh, Butts. You.
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
Hit him again. Ask for an apology. We'll save, because the nice me will want to answer this later. But right now we're gonna do the mean me.
How? You're just being violent now!
You deserved it. Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning, I know Taekwondo. I don't think he believes me. I wouldn't believe me. I think I've bickered enough. It's time to get to the main issue. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What? What do you mean? You don't just go barging into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
Last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property, although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. Well, I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? Why would I go straight to demons? I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad we were right off the bat. Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
What? Man, I'm gonna have to start reading this novel, aren't I? Yep. Incubi. The fabled demons that existed to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters. The mythical beings that could look like anyone. Just to get into your pants. The imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV.
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
I don't know who that was.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
Right. It was funny while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke. Incubuses don't exist. There's no way they existed. That would be practically impossible.
Ahem. Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
We'll prove it. Why would I say prove it? As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them. I'm glad me and you, Butts, we're
Very
getting
well.
there.
Eric, go ahead.
Very well. My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it, and maybe you'll even want more.
What am I doing with my life? What? Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod and agree at his offer. Okay. We should really be calling the police, I feel. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was sent spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. Yet, I could feel my body being drained of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
They're all Queen Barrel. We should really stop letting them steal our life force. This is bad. As he pulled away, I was left in a mental pool of mush. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. I think I'm going to...
Ah, where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Cool.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
I couldn't believe it. Incubi? Real? It all spun around in my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of the incubi's lips against mine. However, I began to feel the smooth silk around me and my eyelids unwillingly opened.